making miniature trees for calico critters and Sylvanian families. I found 2 of these faux plants at Hobby Lobby and thought they would make great trees for an outdoor scene for my calico critters. First, I wrapped the stem in several layers of aluminum foil to create the tree trunk. Some critters stopped by to make sure I was doing a good job. Next, I covered the trunk with masking tape. Then I covered the trunk with strips of packing paper and a watered-down glue mixture. I set them in front of a fan to cure until dry to the touch. I added some paper clay to the areas where the branches joined the tree trunk for a more realistic transition. To stabilize the trees, I glued them onto a piece of chipboard using tacky glue and hot glue. Time to add some texture. I used torn strips of 2-ply paper towel and the watered-down glue mixture to create the bark texture on the trunk. Alright, so this afternoon, tree trunks got the paper towel and water glue mixture treatment. They've been sitting under the fan all afternoon and they're looking good and they're dry. So next I'm going to give them a coat of matte Mod Podge and let that dry. And then we'll start painting. Then it was time for a coat of matte Mod Podge. Once the Mod Podge had dried overnight, the next step was to add some color, starting with a coat of black acrylic paint. A coat of dark brown was brushed on once the black paint was dry. I was careful not to completely cover over the black paint. Highlighting the bark textures came next, using dry brushing and starting with a light gray. A tan color was dry brushed on next to warm up the look of the tree bark. Shadows were added by using black paint in the dips and cracks of the tree bark. These are the paint colors that I used for the tree trunks. I cut the cardboard bases into a rounded shape to fit the pocket park they were going to be placed in. The first tree. Okay, so this tree is done. So basically what I did was I had bought one of these balls at Hobby Lobby and I just pulled these little guys off, put some tacky glue on the bottom and then a dot of hot glue and then just glued them wherever they needed to go. And then every now and then I did the same thing with these. I did trim the stem just a little bit so they weren't sticking up so high and then just glued them into place. And then when I got done, I just added a little bit of moss to cover up some of the cardboard. Second tree. I'm going to make it so it blends more with the grass. So what I've done is I have traced around this area right here, traced it there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this out. It's going to be a shallow cut into this foam core, and then I'll be able to set that in there and I'm going to glue it in place. And then what I'll do is I'll add some more flocking to cover it up and make it look more seamless. The cutout. Glued into place. Flocked and blended into the grass mat and ready to photograph. Picnics under the shade of the trees are so much more fun. Please join us next time for the making of the pocket park that the trees were planted in. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.